A short guide to the oral presentation in English. Getting started, the first 2 to 3 minutes of your talk are important. During this time, you'll make contact with the audience, you'll introduce yourself and say a few words about your university status, you'll tell the audience the purpose of your talk, and you'll give them an outline of your presentation. Greeting the audience, calling for attention. Give the audience a signal that you're ready to start. Take advantage of these few words to find your position and adapt your voice to the size of the room. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, everyone. Shall we begin? Ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Good afternoon. If everybody's ready, I think we can begin now. Introducing yourself and describing your university status. If your teacher hasn't done so, introduce yourself and describe your university status. Be sure to mention the key elements of your present status. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Roberto Fernandez. I'm a student of. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Roberto Fernandez from the Department of. Before I begin, let me tell you a little about myself. I'm, and I belong to the Department of. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. First, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Roberto Fernandez from the Department of Engineering and Technological Research. I'm a student of engineering and mechanics at UM Lyon. Stating the purpose of your talk, giving a short introduction. Begin by telling the audience why you are there before them. My purpose today is to. What I want to do today is to. My objective today is to. I'm here today to. My talk today will deal with. My presentation today will concern primarily. Today, I'd like to cover 2 topics of interest to all of you because.
By giving them the overview, you're telling them what you're going to tell them. I have divided my presentation into 3 parts. I will begin by to begin with, I'll be explaining the concept of ethics, more precisely business ethics. Then, I'm going to describe a few ethical issues related to human resources, and I'll end and finally, by explaining the benefits of adopting ethical management practices in an organization. To make an overview, choose a sequence. First of all. Next. Finally. To begin with. Then after that. Last of all finally. To start with. Later. In the final part. First, ly. Second, ly. After that. Subsequently in the end. In the first part. In the second part. In the last part. Select a verb that reflects the approach you intend to use. Present, discuss, analyze, examine, talk speak about, consider, explain, describe, look at, review, compare, highlight, outline, contrast, develop, go over. The body of the presentation. Transitions. In a written paper, the eye sees how the paper is divided into sections and subsections by the section numbers, titles and subtitles, and the page layout in general. In an oral presentation, you must provide verbal transitions. Guide your audience through your talk by referring to the overview you presented at the beginning. As you go from one section to another, use transitions. Restate or sum up what you've just seen. Announce what you're going to see. Now that we have seen, let's look at some of its effects. Now that we have an idea of the, let's turn our attention to, before going on to the next part which deals with. I'd like to stress once again the fact that. To sum up then, we've examined. We've also examined. I'd now like to focus on. In addition to, what other factors contributed to. Before we go on to the next section, let me briefly restate the main reasons why. My purpose today is to. What I want to do today is to. My objective today is to. I'm here today to. My talk today will deal with. My presentation today will concern primarily, today, I'd like to cover two topics of interest to all of you because my purpose today is to give a detailed analysis of the effects of globalization in Argentina from the point of view of our economy. My talk will deal primarily with the advantages and disadvantages of globalization from the point of view of Argentina's economy. Or begin by giving a short introduction to your subject. One of the main problems facing any company in the field of nuclear energy today is overcoming public opposition to nuclear installations. After the events at Chernobyl, the public needs to be reassured. This afternoon, I would like to describe some of the recent developments in nuclear safety technology. The design of electric vehicles has improved enormously in the past 10 years. Electric cars have become lighter and faster. However, they still do not have enough autonomy. And they will not make large gains in autonomy until research has developed better batteries. I'm here today to present some possible approaches to the problem. You may want to use a rhetorical question. Who in the field of business management has never been confronted with uncertainty in demand? My talk today will be about investments in Argentina. We all know that the money left in a safety box or under the mattress loses its value. So what risks do I have to consider if I want to invest that money? The overview, presenting the structure of the talk. Give your audience an outline. They'll be much more willing to follow you if they know where you intend to take them and how you intend to get there. In any talk, the speaker must do three things. 1. Tell them what you're going to tell them. 2. Tell them, and 3. Then tell them what you told them.